Okay. Well, so it's still day 54 for me. I'm just thinking about um, the next few days and what's going to happen. So this is what it seems like it's going to happen. Um, so it's another way. We're going back up to the crown chakra again, but it's the middle part of the astral tree. So it's the sun in the astral tree. Now, if we're thinking about looking at that from um, the Earth sphere, then you're looking through the um, the moon sphere to get to the sun sphere. So because the moon is the ruler of the astral plane, it kind of rules over this tree. So it takes prominence. So what happens is like there's an eclipse. You see the moon instead of the sun when you look there. It's like so. And the other thing is it's like the night. It's like the astral plane, where it symbolises the night, like the land of dreams and anyway, consequently, in a way, it's like the black sun, but not the black sun that necessarily associated with dark magic, but just like more like an eclipse. But in another way, it's a stepping stone up into it's halfway up into the astral world. So it's kind of well, another way of looking at it is like to me, the way I think about it is like a black hole at the center of um, a galaxy with all the suns traveling around it. So it's and so consequently, one of the things that's going to happen is when we go up into this sphere, we'll start to look at things from the higher um, mental plane, the higher astral plane, which is going into the mental plane, which crosses over with the proper mental plane. So you'll be drawing up energy. Um, and one of the things that we need to do, well, there's several things we need to do. One of the things is to make sure you're eating properly. You want to be building up your energy and strength. You want to be conserving your energy, so like you're building things. The next 3 days, I'm thinking um, this passage from the Bible is sticking out when I've got a feeling it's Abraham, but it's one of these people early on in Genesis, and he makes all these sacrifices, all these animals, and then he has to sort of leave them for 3 days and keep the fowls away while when they've been prepared. So this is what I'm thinking is happening with this work, having like the mercury purified and the residue from that, like the impurities, then purified and made into the salt, and then the crystals have been heated and turned into like liquid, and like that's condensed and crystallized and all gone solid. Um, and that we're just waiting now. So you have to have a few days for this to sort of all this stuff to sort of just settle down, and this is what I feel is going to happen. It's a few days of just looking after this stuff. So it means like doing very little, having staying in probably, not having interacting with people for a few days, or as little as possible. You want to keep all this stuff like internalized. Um, so yeah, you're watching over the stuff like, it would be difficult because Mercury likes to get out. It doesn't. It's like this genie in the lamp, and it's rattling trying to get out. And you've got to look after the Earth. this honey that's cooling down, because the stuff will want to get at it, bears and that, and the fowls of the air. They'll want to come down and eat, all the sacrifices that you've got made ready. You need to keep them. You need to keep the fowls away. So that's going to be for 3 days. So it's going to be this getting used to this idea of the black sun, like the centre of the astral tree, at the beginning of this new mental tree. This crackling energy of this false dawn from the mental plane. It's going to be. We've got to go up another 4 chakras till we get to the beginning, like the actual proper sun, where it's actually like light, the real central spiritual sun. This is like a stepping stone point, like where the eclipse is. So you've got like the earth, which is your body, then you've got the astral plane, the moon sphere, which starts here properly, connected with your throat chakra. Then you've got like an eclipse sort of thing here. Then you've got the central spiritual sun, 4 chakras above your head, and then symbolically you have the highest point of the spiritual tree, where your highs. So another way of looking at this black sun thing is like how like Shiva is sometimes portrayed like half black and half white. So anyway, we'll get using that energy, and then thinking about that, this point of moving into this other place, this higher aspect of the astral tree. And then the next day it will be like the Mars day, the severity of like being distinct from the physical plane, and get involved in this. Well, Mars is an interesting sphere. It connects with this this pathway that we've been doing today of the House of Mars, House of the House of God, or the House of the struck tower. And then the day after that will be the Jupiter day. That will be sort of like just more meditation about stuff. We've still got 2 days. I've got to start preparing to sort of like look, get used to a few days of keeping all these sacrifices just left in place and cared and looked after. You've got to like keep a watch over them. So they're left untouched and just left to sort of like do their thing, be prepared. That's what they have to be. That's part of the way it has to be done. I can't really say why, but it just seems like the right thing to do. I feel like that's what I'm going to do anyway. So it's a lot of it's about preparing for that. This walk for like through another 3-day watch, and this is like connected partly, I think, with the Hanged Man. Going from Mercury to Mars, and the fact that there's this whole tree, we've got to start looking at it from a different point of view. Like it's like this big temple that's coming to life. It's big, like a bit the size of Noah's Ark. Interestingly, I should think.